97.9, 105.5, KISS FM. It is Listen, It's Liz, and I am so excited to launch Think Pink with Fred F. Collis and Sons. It's our first Wednesday of the month, and all month long for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we are going to be thinking pink and talking with different breast cancer survivors. And I am so excited to welcome June. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well. How are you today?
I'm so good. This is one of my favorite promotions that we do, and I'm so thankful you wanted to share your story. So let's just start from the beginning. Where did your journey start and when with breast cancer?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So my journey started on April of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I went to have my mammogram after, COVID.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't go out. And my first mammogram, didn't think anything of it. You're in, you're out.
Yeah, right.
They give you a call back and said, hey, you got to come back in for more pictures and maybe an ultrasound. I didn't think anything of that either because that's happened to me before.
Yeah.
So I went back. They did more pictures. They did the ultrasound, and they asked me to wait. So, you sit in the waiting room like, okay, what's going on? They came back out, and they said, well, we have some suspicious findings. And I'm like, okay, so what do we do about that?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, the next step would be a biopsy. So I said, okay, let's
do it.
Go ahead and do it. And then in May, I got the call from the doctor. I was at my office at work, and the doctor called and said, you have breast cancer. And I said, okay, well, now what do we do?
Right. Because after you get that information, what's next?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, you're at work. I was at work trying to, wrap my head around it. And then I said, okay, so, let's walk me through this.
Mm-hmm.
So we did. She gave me some options, asked me where I wanted to go, if I wanted to stay local. And I said, well, I have a surgeon in mind. If he's available, then, happy to stay local. So my surgery got scheduled. I had a lumpectomy and testing of my lymph nodes, and everything came out really well. I was feel very blessed.
Yeah.
That my cancer was caught very, very early
on. Yes.
And that I didn't, have to undergo as much treatment as others have to. But I did do radiation. I did 15 treatments of radiation. I was very fortunate to have amazing friends.
Yeah.
One that went with me to all my treatments. When I first met with the surgeon and the oncology radiologist, my best friend that I've had since first grade drove in from Indianapolis. So we were like the Three Musketeers. In the doctor's offices, they were like, "Oh, you brought quite an entourage," and I'm like, "You know what? You gotta get through it."
Yeah, right. When I hear these stories, it's always how quickly everything happens and how you just are kind of thrown into, especially if does this run in your family?
No.
Yeah.
No family history whatsoever.
And see, that's the part, when you don't have any idea and then all of a sudden it's your entire life. For you to have that support system is truly so important. And I think that people don't realize that sometimes they don't know if they should talk to you about it, and they don't know if they should reach out, and they don't know how to talk about it. And for you to have a group that you could trust, that's amazing.
Going forward, I think is one of the things that I really want to talk with the Cancer Society, and I think there's really more of that because it's like anything. If you are out there alone, not only do you have this diagnosis, but then to have to face it alone. So, and I know they have amazing services, but I absolutely would love to be able to help somebody through that journey if they were really out there alone.
If they didn't have anybody else.
Yeah. If they didn't have anybody else, because it's that important.
And I think you're right. There are services that they've got, like the hotline and whatnot, and that's what Making Strides funds, is all of those rides to treatment and things like that. But, to just have that personal connection with somebody is just, when you're going through it, you need it.
Yeah. And I think that's so important to meet others. I've been fortunate enough to do Making Strides. Gosh, I can't even tell you how many years I've done it. A lot. Obviously, during COVID we didn't do it, but I was there last year with Penguin Platoon, and I'll be out there again this year.
Yep.
I met an amazing woman last year. We happened to just bump into each other at a booth.
Yeah, it's funny how it works. Yeah, right.
At Making Strides.
Uh-huh.
And, she was sharing her story, and, I was thinking, wow, she went through so much.
Mm-hmm.
And we all have our stories.
Yeah.
Some, have had cancer come back. So,
Mm-hmm.
But it was just nice to have it, if you want to be a part of a group.
Yes.
Not that it's a great group to necessarily to be a part of,
Right.
but everybody is so supportive.
Well, once you're in it and you meet others who are also in it with you, there's just an instant connection, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that is, that's what the amazing part is, because you can help each other,
Yeah.
get through the things that you need to face, and be supportive and encouraging and positive.
Yeah.
To fight the fight.
To fight the fight. Because you need to
that's what you
fight.
have to do.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, your one tidbit, if you could get anybody to do anything, or what would you be your advice to anybody who's listening?
Go get your screenings done. I have always been an advocate of people to go and have your mammograms.
Right.
Because, I was very lucky to have it caught very early. And so my outcome is different than others.
Yes.
But, if I hadn't just gone and been persistent about, okay, COVID's over, let's go, I need to get in there and get my mammogram. I know people say that, I don't like to get them, they're painful. But trust me, nothing's more painful than having to go through all of the different things you have to go through and endure if you get that diagnosis of having cancer.
That's so important. And, I think we do need to brag a little bit about how you said you're a Penguin Platoon member, and you guys are the top fundraising team here in Utica. Big smile on that. I love that. And for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer, you mentioned that you've been doing it for years, but to do it this year, how do you feel like it's going to go?
I think it will be a lot of fun. It's always exciting.
It's always fun. Yeah.
There's always a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that camaraderie of all of those that have survived, all of the people that surround us.
Yes.
It's just amazing. So I'm sure that this year will be bigger and better, and really looking forward to Making Strides this year.
We are too. It's going down on Sunday, October 22nd at MBCC at 10 a.m. And if you're listening and you want to join a team, you can join a team. You can create your own team. You can put your pink on. You can think pink with us, and I hope so. And the Penguin Platoon always has events happening, like Corks for a Cure, which is coming up on Tuesday, October 17th at the Prospect Falls Winery. This is a great place to be a part of something fun. And, the Penguin Platoon is going to be there. It's going to be a fun night of wine tasting, and appetizers, desserts, raffles, and door prizes. And the money raised is going to head to Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. And it's a limited amount of people, and you definitely don't want to miss out. So get your tickets ahead of time. We have links over on our website now. June, I want to just thank you so much for coming in and telling your story. It's so important, and I appreciate it so very much.
You're so very welcome. Thank you.
Yes, we're Thinking Pink with Fred F. Collis and Sons and Kiss FM.